What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Let Us Pray. Hope you're having a blessed and a prosperous day. You already know I'm excited. You know I'm juiced. You know what time it is. Well, I wish it was Warrior time. I wish it was Warrior time. You can see I'm ready. I got the. Ooh, why does it keep turning? I got the yellow on the watch. It don't want to show, but it don't even matter. I got the Warriors colors on the watch. I'm ready. I'm ready for the game. Employers, if you know you got Warrior fans that are employed by you, you need to give us a holiday tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a holiday. It's game one of the NBA Finals. Golden State Warriors versus the Boston Celtics. Let me calm down. Let me slow down. In Chase Center, San Francisco. It should be a holiday here in the Bay Area. That's all I'm saying. Employers, you should be letting your employees off early so we can get home or get to the sports bar or get freshened up, whatever we need to do, get our Warriors merch on so we can get ready for the game at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Speaking of Warriors merch, let me know in the comment section, who is this on my shirt? If you consider yourself a basketball fan or a Warriors fan, you should have no problem knowing who this is. Let me know in the comment section. If you don't know and you consider yourself a Warriors fan, bruh, bruh, bruh. That's all I'm gonna say, bruh, bruh. Come on, bruh. I'm excited, man. If you can't tell, I am ecstatic. Golden State Warriors back in the finals. Um, it's gonna be the sixth time that Draymond Green, Stephen Curry, and Klay Thompson and Steve Kerr are in the NBA Finals. Looking to make it 4 out of 6. I'm going to talk about tonight. This is what I'm going to talk about. Talk about who the X Factor will be in this series for both teams. I'm going to talk about who will ultimately be the NBA Finals MVP and what team will win and in how many games. All right. First up, we got X Factor, Boston Celtics. I got to go Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart can be a nuisance. Marcus Smart can change the game. He does a lot of the work that Draymond Green does for the Warriors. He's the heartbeat of the Celtics. Yes, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are their best two scorers, but Marcus Smart is the heartbeat of that team. He will be the X factor in this series. Can he disrupt the offensive flow of the Golden State Warriors as the defensive player of the year? Um, or will they be able to take advantage of his aggressiveness? Because he's very aggressive defensively. Will they be able to get him in foul trouble early? Um, will he be making his shots offensively? Will he be making his threes? He's the X factor, man, because Tatum and Brown, they're going to come out very aggressive offensively. They're going to shoot up. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They're going to go to the hole. But Marcus Smart, you can't allow Marcus Smart to get you for 20 and 25 while he's playing that defense. You got to keep his numbers down. You got to keep him, 10 points at max if you're the Warriors. He's an X factor, man. He can score you. He can score 20, 25. But the Warriors have to keep him under 11 points. 10 points a max for Marcus Smart. You got to make him just a guy who's, hand in his face. Keep your hand in his face at all times. Don't give him the open looks to get his confidence going. It'll be interesting to see who the Warriors start out on him. If they start out Steph on him or possibly Klay. We'll see who the Warriors put in their starting lineup. That should be actually the bigger question. I fully expect Andrew Wiggins to be on Jason Tatum. Don't know who will be guarding Jaylen Brown. I'm thinking probably Klay, which would leave Steph, Marcus Smart. But you could see a lot of Gary Payton II. on Marcus Smart. You could see some other matchups for Marcus Smart as well. Saying that Andre Iguodala is going to be available, you could see Iguodala on Smart as well. Bigger defender, so I think Smart is a huge X factor for the Celtics as they're looking to win their 18th championship. Right, the Celtics are a good team. They're a good team, not discrediting or counting them out at all. Marcus Smart, X factor for the Celtics in this series. Now for the Warriors, two X factors, two, name them two. First one, I'm not going with Wiggins because Wiggins has been he's been steady all playoffs. He's been two-way Wiggs. He's been playing defense and offense. He's been doing his thing. So I'm not saying he's an X factor because he's been pretty consistent, man. We can pretty much count on him to, give us that between, 15, 18 points a game and play, good solid defense. Game in and game out. Two of the guys that kind of been up and down. One been down because he's been injured. GP2, Young Love, come to the stage, please. GP2, his road to the NBA Finals is storybook. They could probably make a movie out of all the challenges he faced this season. Matter of fact, let me do this. I'm petty. I'm petty. I'm petty, okay? Shout out to Ken Bazemore. Ken Bazemore, we appreciate you, bro. Ken Bazemore was on the Golden State Warriors last season, if you don't know. Shooting guard. He's actually started for the Golden State Warriors last season. That was the team that was bounced out of the play-in round. First lost to the Lakers, then lost to the Grizzlies. Along that time, those two games, I kept asking myself the same question. What is Ken Bazemore doing? What are you doing, Baze? Why are you shooting the ball so much, man? Who gave you the green light, Bazemore? I kept saying that over and over and over. Why is he shooting the ball? Why is he shooting so much? Doesn't he know we have Steph Curry on the team? Doesn't he know we have an emerging young player who's out there looking pretty good right now? Jordan Poole? Ken Bazemore, why are you shooting the ball so much? I found myself saying that over those last two games. I found myself saying that all last season. Ken Bazemore turned down a contract with the Golden State Warriors this summer to go play with the Los Angeles Lakers. Go chase a ring in LA with that team. Yeah, the Lakers. He thought the combination of LeBron, Westbrook, Melo, Dwight Howard, and company was going to give him a really good chance to win a ring. So Ken Bazemore threw up the deuces to Golden State and said, I'm going to LA to chase this ring. So I want to appreciate you, Ken Bazemore. I want everybody in the comment section to say thank you, Ken Bazemore. Because without Ken Bazemore going to the Lakers, the Warriors do not have an extra roster spot for Young Love, GP2. If you remember at the end of the preseason, actually the veterans on the team wanted Avery Bradley to get the last spot on the team. 15th spot on the roster. But Avery Bradley was cut. And Gary Payton II had already been cut. He had already been cut. He was on the roster preseason, got cut, but then Bob Myers says, excuse me, we want to bring GP2 back in. We like his energy. We like his defensive presence. He's worked so hard to get back into the NBA, and we're going to reward him with the last roster spot. He had asked if he could join the video editing team after he got cut, just so he could still be a part of the franchise, just so he could still come be a part of the Warriors organization. And look at him now. He's about to play in the NBA Finals. He's had an amazing season. He's had some amazing highlights. The pressure he puts on the ball is apple don't fall far from the tree. His daddy, the glove senior, whatever you want to call him, was the truth. And let me say this, Junior, the second, Young Glove, he's the truth too. He's my X factor. Will he be at full strength? Will he be at full strength? We know what happened to him in the Grizzlies series. Bopped over the side of the head by the hitman, rat face, Dylan Brooks. Horrible, dangerous play that warranted a suspension, as it should have. A flagrant foul too, as well. Fractured elbow as he hit the ground. He's been working to get back ever since, and he's going to be available for Game 1 of the Finals. Amazing story for Gary Payton II. Young Glove, we happy to have you back, man. If he can pick up where he left off, he adds so much energy when he comes into the game. He was actually starting. He was actually in the starting lineup before he got injured. So we welcome Young Glove back with open arms. His defensive presence will be huge with Tatum, Brown, Smart. They got that guy Pritchard. You got White, Williams. They got a lot of guys who can create. 2 or 3 guys who can get their own shot. Smart, Brown, and Tatum mostly. But having GP2 in the fold, man, as a stopper or agitator or whatever you want to call him, it's a plus. It's always a plus. He plays really well. He's very intelligent. And his shot was actually looking really good. I mean, they were leaving him wide open. Okay, are we gonna guard Clay? We're gonna guard Steph. We're gonna guard Wiggins. While Draymond's, trying to see who to pass the ball to. Oh, we're gonna leave Young Glove open. We're gonna leave him open. And he was hitting that with that lefty shot. That lefty shot was looking good, man. So let's see if he can pick up where he left off. Young Glove, my first X factor. That took way too long to say. My apologies. Second X factor, you wouldn't think of him as an X factor in the past because his mama named him Clay, and I'm gonna call him Clay. I call him the toaster because all it takes is a boop, push up a button, and he heats up in just a second. Klay Thompson. A lot of people forgot about Clay. 2 years he battled, one with the knee, the other one with the Achilles. Before he left the scene, he was known arguably as the best two-way player in the league. That means defensively, he was a star. Offensively, he was a star. 60 points in 3 quarters, 37 points in 1 quarter with 8 dribbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 dribbles all game for 60 points. Come on, man. Get out of here. Klay Thompson, the other X factor. If we can get the Klay that wets it up, I'm sorry, Boston, but you don't have a chance. If that Klay shows up, you don't have a chance. If the Splash Brothers officially get reunited, I mean, they already been reunited, but if we get that Klay for 4 games, yeah. It's night, as as Steph would say, it's night night. Um, if we get that Clay, man, people been saying, oh, his defense don't look as good as it was before. Oh, he's struggling offensively. Sometimes you see him hunt shots a little bit because he'd be excited, get caught up in the emotion. I think he was rushing a little bit early on in the playoffs, forcing some shots up, taking some bad shots, some fadeaways, some really toughly contested threes. But it's Clay. It's Clay Thompson, man. I trust him. I trust him. He's one of the most likable guys, I think, across the league. It doesn't matter if you don't like the Warriors. A lot of people can't say that they don't like Klay Thompson. Like, I know a lot of people don't like Draymond. A lot of people don't like Steph. But I don't hear a lot of people saying they don't like Klay. Klay is just a likable guy, man. All that he's been through, for him to come back, um, I think Klay is a huge X factor in this series, man. Steph's been carrying the load for the last few years, and getting Klay back is huge for this team and for Steph specifically. Teams cannot load up on him like they were doing last season. Um, he brings that confidence, that swag, that presence, his experience with Steph and Draymond. It's like they know where each other is going to be before the ball even moves. Like before even three passes ahead, they know what's going to happen. I'll just say it like that. They're playing chess out there. Everybody else is playing checkers. They've been with each other that long. So if we get the Klay that comes out and takes the efficient shots and locks up whoever he's on, I'm sorry, Boston. You don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. I'm gonna say that you don't have a chance. We get that Klay. Um, he's an X factor, man. Right now, Klay is averaging 19.8 points a game. If we can bump that up to 25 for this series, 25 point a game, Klay, it's night night. It's night night. Night night. So, Klay Thompson, my second X factor, man. Klay and GP2. And both of them bring a lot to the defensive end. And then I'm talking about Klay offensively, being able to help Steph shoulder some of the offensive load because the Warriors are going to share the ball. Whoever's open is going to get the shots. But it doesn't take a lot of daylight for Klay to be open, and that's the beauty of his game. He doesn't need the ball in his hands. He doesn't need to ISO you to be aggressive. He can run off a couple screens. He can back cut you. He can do so many things without the ball. But if he gets the ball for that half a second, bop. That's all he needs. That's all he needs. And that's the beauty of Klay Thompson's game. He doesn't need the ball. He doesn't need the ball to be successful. He doesn't need the ball to put up a dub in a game. He doesn't need the ball all game to do that. So, yeah, Klay Thompson, X Factor. Who do I think will be the NBA Finals MVP? Wardell. Wardell, Stephen Curry. I think Wardell, Stephen Curry, um, I ain't gonna say it's long overdue because I'm a Warrior fan first, so I don't care who wins the NBA Finals MVP as long as the team wins. First of all, let that be said. Uh, but second of all, I do feel like he should have won the MVP the last time the Warriors won the championship when they gave it to KD. Steph had the better numbers all series. He had one bad game. He set the NBA Finals record for 3-pointers made in 4 games. I mean, it was. I thought it was pretty. I thought it was an easy choice, but it's politics, politicking, sports media. They always want to set a narrative. But I'll say this, yeah, I think Steph. I don't think he'll press to get the Finals MVP, but he's averaging 25 points, 25.9 points a game. right now in the playoffs. He's shooting 44.9% from the field, and he's shooting 38% from the 3-point line, and 82% from the free throw line. Look at this. And these are average numbers for Steph. These are average, okay? So I can see Steph bump up that 25.9 to 28.5. You average 28.5. His free throw percentage, that's an anomaly. He's a 90% free throw shooter for his career. Bump that back up to 90. 38% from three, that's considered an average year too, because he's Mr. 50, 40, 90. 50% from the field, 40% from three, and 90% from the free throw line. 50, 40, 90 in the finals MVP. I'm expecting that from Steph. That's just what he does. That's just what he does. 50, 40, 90. So, finals MVP, Wardell, Steph Curry, chef. The chef will be cooking in the finals. And of course, I have the Golden State Warriors winning the championship. What I cannot put my finger on is how many games it will take. I hear a lot of people saying 5 games, but I want to give the Celtics more credit than that. I don't know that it will be a 5-game series. My heart says 6. My heart says 6. My heart says the Celtics will win 2 games. But it would be a lot more fulfilling if the Warriors won at home. But my heart says 6. So I'm going with my heart. My heart says 6. Even though I want to say 5. Because I want the Warriors to win at home. But I'm going to say it again. My heart says 6. So I'm going Warriors in 6 against a tough Boston team. It's going to be some great matchups in this series. You got Stephen Curry versus the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, as I said earlier, Marcus Smart. You got Jason Tatum, who's emerged into a star in the league, against a guy who everybody counted out, a guy who everybody said was a bum, a bust. Nobody necessarily wanted his contract because his contract, he was overpaid, and the Warriors ended up getting this guy. The fans are like, "Oh, this dude's soft. This dude weak. This dude trash, man. Get him off the team. What y'all doing?" Now he's an all-star. Wiggs, two-way Wiggs. Andrew Wiggins. Man, can't say enough about what Andrew Wiggins has done with the Warriors this season, man. First time all-star. Andrew Wiggins is averaging in the playoffs alone. Where you at, Wiggs? He's averaging 15.8 points a game. He's shooting 48% from the field, 35% from three. A little bit. He need a little bit of help at the free throw line, but all the other stuff he's doing, guarding the other team's best perimeter player every series. He's given us 2+ offensive rebounds a game, 4+ defensive rebounds a game, couple assists a game, 0.8 steals a game. He's filling up the stat sheet for us, and the biggest thing about that is he's a humble guy. He don't have no ego. He don't get mad if he don't get the ball. If somebody else is heating up, he's just out there doing his job. He just out there. He just want to win. He just want to win, man. He been tired of people talking about how he's a bust. He been tired of people talking about how he's trash. He been tired of people talking about how he ain't worth his contract. He been tired of people saying he's a horrible #1 pick. He tired of that, man. He just want to win. He just want to win to prove all the people that, hey, I did this. I'ma do this, and I did this. Shout out to Wiggs, man. Way to prove people wrong. Way to prove your own fan base wrong. I'm telling you, Warrior fans was dogging this dude, dogging him. They may be out there talking about how they love him and all this stuff now, but they wouldn't say that 2 years ago. And you be liars if you say anything else. Don't sit up here and act like you always. I ain't gonna even get into that. I ain't gonna get into that. But I tried to support Wiggins. I said, hey, maybe he just needs a change of scenery. Could be good for him. I mean, a lot of veteran leadership on the Warriors, and I thought that could really help Wiggins' game grow, and it actually did. So, shout out to Wiggins though for man, he did the hard work though. He put in the work. Um, Ultimately, boosted his confidence with how he was playing, and he's playing amazing this season. So, Wiggins, amazing. Keep up the good work, man. We're gonna need you to be that same guy and even better in the finals because that other team over there has some dogs. We get Otto Porter Jr. back from the foot injury, and reports say that we also getting Andre Iguodala back. We're getting Dre back, y'all. Um, and Andre can, I mean, he's the most experienced defender other than Draymond Green on our squad. He was with the squad in the first few title runs, and you know, Andre knows how Warrior fans feel about him in the Bay Area, so and all over the country. It's great to have him back. Hopefully, he can, you know, stay injury free this series and be a factor because he's playing chess, playing chess, not checkers out there. He's playing chess, not checkers. So, what else would be factors? I think another good factor will be Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr's coached in the finals before. He knows what kind of adjustments to make. In the first title that the Warriors won, he decided to insert Andre Iguodala in the lineup after he listened to, one of the teams. Like, I don't even think he was a coach. He was just like a staff member for the Warriors. And he said, hey, we should start Iguodala, man. He's the best matchup on LeBron. LeBron was killing us. Steve Kerr listens to him, and the rest is history, man. Not that Iguodala necessarily shut down LeBron, but he was making him work a whole lot harder. A whole lot harder than Harrison Barnes was. No shade, Harrison. No shade at all. No shade at all. But, yeah. Yeah. So, Steve Kerr is coaching the finals. He's been making some really good decisions, Steve Kerr, in these playoffs. Some really good decisions. Inserting Looney back in the starting lineup. That wasn't ultimately Steve Kerr's decision, but keeping him there, he's paid dividends. That last series, Looney was a monster on the boards. To close out the Grizzly series, Looney was a freaking warrior on them boards, Looney. So shout out to Loon, man. Shout out to Loon. Um, Out there beasting. Um, don't know what his role will be necessarily this series because, you know, Boston doesn't necessarily have a post presence, and Dallas didn't either. And Looney played some great defense against Jalen Brunson, against Luka. He played some great individual defense when they ISO'd him, and they honestly didn't want to see Loon. They didn't want to see Loon. They didn't want to see him. They didn't want to see him, man. He was making them pay for those pick and rolls where they was calling them out. Loon stepped up to the challenge, man. So interesting to see what Looney's role is gonna be. Are the Warriors gonna potentially go with the big lineup that has worked since that Grizzlies series, or will they have to make some adjustments and go smaller? Because we can't get any bigger. I mean, just can't. At this point, it is what it is. Um, Wiseman, we hope we get you back full strength next season, bruh. But Looney, man, huge. Otto Porter Jr. supposed to be back from the foot injury, huge. So we're gonna be as close to full strength as we've been all year, man. We're getting GP2 back, Iguodala back, and Otto back. That's huge. Extra bodies, all veteran. Well, two veteran players and a young guy who plays like a vet. I mean, he plays like a vet. So That's what I have for you, man. I got the Golden State Warriors in six. Wardell, Chef, Stephen Curry as the Finals MVP with a 50-40-90 series, and then X Factors, Mama named him Clay. I'ma call him Clay, and GP2 showing up big time on the defensive end, and Clay showing up big time offensively. Yeah, like I said, boosting that 19 points a game for these playoffs up to possibly 25 points for this series. You're gonna need that. Gonna need that from Clay. Gonna need that added offensive punch. Um, and they got the X factor for the Celtics, Marcus Smart, defensively. Will he be able to disrupt the Warriors' flow, or will the Warriors find a way, which I believe they will, uh, to minimize his impact defensively on the game? So, thank y'all if you made it this far. Um, Appreciate y'all so much. I did not expect this to be a 30-minute video, but you know, when I talk about these Warriors, I get excited. I get excited about my squad. So, yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Follow. Send this to your fellow Warrior fans, man. Hopefully, so many people can watch this before the Warrior series. Let me know who your X factors are. Let me know who you think is getting the Finals MVP. And you might not even be a Warriors fan. You might be a Celtics fan and watch this, and you'd be like, "Dude, let us pray. What are you talking about? Boston is gonna whoop the Warriors." Well, tell me then. Tell me who's gonna be the Celtics MVP. Tell me how many games you think the Celtics are gonna win. Everybody is welcome, man. Just be respectful. It's just sports debating. It's just commenting, analyzing. So we don't have to share the same opinion for you to come through and show some love, man. So everybody's welcome, like I said, man. So as I end every episode, tell those that you love them while you can. Have a blessed and a prosperous rest of your Wednesday. Tomorrow will be game one in San Francisco at Chase Center. Warriors versus the Celtics. Let's go, Warriors. Warriors. Boy, I'm too excited. Let me get off.